founder of National Battery Technologies. With more than 7 years of experience, he is a chain innovator, entrepreneur, and motivator, nurturing technology for good. Being part of the engineering market in electric vehicles, producing important OEM for the green vehicle, he is into manufacturing the green but efficient battery, also making customized products for various needs. Mr. Puneet worked in Rezen Technologies DWC-LLC in Dubai and Instafer, a startup in Dubai, where he was at the helm of building a prototype for a P2P decentralized international remittance and microfinance platform using blockchain technology. Today, Mr. Puneet will talk about the critical role of batteries in the EV revolution. Let's welcome Mr. Puneet.
So, Natural Battery Technologies was a firm I started 3 years back, and we majorly deal in lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. What started off as a leasing project ended up becoming a manufacturing project with an initial idea of me having a set of batteries to be leased out to the growing market of the electric rickshaws, changed to the manufacturing model. And there were certain problems associated with that. The users, there were very high risks associated with the leasing of these batteries. And the finance, as Rajesh ji said, it was not available. And it was becoming very hard for the electric rickshaw users to adopt the lithium-ion batteries, as these are very expensive batteries. And even 3 years back. So there are a couple of challenges in the industry right now. And the first one starts with when we speak to the OEMs currently, they kind of treat us like a spare part supplier, auto component supplier. But they need to realize that we are a 40% value add to their whole electric vehicle. 40% is the cost of the whole electric vehicle that goes to the lithium-ion batteries. So lithium-ion batteries are not just a spare part, they're an integral part of the electric vehicle. And it needs to be paired up properly, and all the technologies that are required to be matched with it needs to be taken care of when we are designing the electric vehicles. Currently, most of these electric vehicles are being imported from China. The kits are imported from China and they're assembled here. And there's a lot of fixing, as Arindam sir said, there are a lot of fixers in the market that fix these scooters and rickshaws, and they're together, and then they try to run with the battery that suits the costs and not technically. So that needs to change. And as Arindam sir said, that there needs to be an upskilling that is very much required while designing the electric vehicles. And not just electric vehicles, it's also the lithium-ion batteries. As for the topic of this discussion, to make India the third largest automobile industry, or to get into that phase and have that global presence, we need to be a little more self-reliant on developing our own lithium-ion battery cells. Currently, most of these electric vehicle batteries are imported. The sub-parts of the batteries are imported, the cells, and sometimes the battery management systems are also there. We are slowly indigenizing, in our company, we're slowly indigenizing other subcomponent parts, but the cells are 80% of the cost of the batteries themselves, and they are all imported. So you don't have any price control or quality control or supply chain control. So that is a very big issue in the industry going forward, and we cannot build this industry on the basis of imports. There needs to be self-reliant manufacturing facilities that has to come in the market. Again, quoting Arindam ji, we need skilled manpower to research into the electrochemical chemistries, electrochemical characteristics and chemistries of these cells, and develop the products that are suitable for the Indian market. There are a couple of startups that are coming up right now, but again, they don't have that exposure as we see in the Chinese or now upcoming European and US lithium-ion battery markets. As Rajesh particularly pointed out, that finance is one of the issues while adopting, for getting the mass adoption to be executed in the Indian market. I would also like to add to this point that there are a couple of new methods of adoption that are coming up in the market. One of them is the swapping policy that the government has recently drafted and are discussing actively. So that can significantly reduce almost 30 to 50% of the cost of adopting an electric vehicle, where you don't need to buy a battery, you can swap a battery. There were other leasing models, as I said, that when I started, I thought of leasing, but it didn't work out because of the high risk models. But coming forward and having the technologies and the IoT and the protection measurements required to adopt these batteries for leasing, that can also push forward the electric vehicle adoption market. And financing is also one of them. We currently are seeing a lot of firms going back from our OEMs when they ask them to finance their vehicles for their customers. So we need more confidence on part of the financial players to finance these electric vehicles and provide as easy a financing option as when you go out and buy an internal combustion engine vehicle. At Natural Battery Technologies, we are also actively researching on the advanced chemistries and have also sampled a lot of non-lithium based or alternative lithium based batteries. Currently, the market has two dominant chemistries, that is the nickel cobalt manganese, that is the NCM, and lithium iron phosphate. And to give you an idea, the current safety hazards that have come about in the market are usually attributed to the NMC chemistries because they are not being properly handled, and the protection, the safety measures are not being taken care of, and the production procedures are not taken care of, the testings are not done. A lot of loopholes that are there in the product that we see. But going from NMC, and also they are not suited for the Indian temperature and the climate's variance that we see in the Indian ecosphere. So they are not really the right choice. Lithium iron phosphate is a right choice for an energy storage system, but they can be translated to electric vehicle as well. But they do not provide the quality of performance that are expected out of a high performance battery. So there are a lot of new chemistries that are coming out, such as the sodium ion, where Reliance has actively invested in, and also the non-lithium based batteries such as superconductors and graphite batteries that have recently been said that they can really replace the lithium batteries if they come at par to the cost of the lithium batteries. And I believe using these chemistries and also easy adoption methods such as swapping and adding on to the added technical performance such as fast charging and thermal protection systems, the batteries can be made safe and they can be readily adopted by the Indian market. And we need highly skilled people to develop these technologies and to implement them in the market. And that's all I would like to say. Thank you.